Welcome to the Conversation Colons podcast. I'm your host, Damien, and co-host Jared.
Hello.
Hello. Another week has gone by. Some small things. I would just like to say, the Browns, they did their thing. They lost, but they did their thing and almost won. But Jared, why don't you take us into the brewskis of the week?
I am rocking a Mike's. Oh, sorry, I misread that. A Mike's Hard Peach Lemonade.
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure I had this last week as well. I got a 6-pack of them. I'm trying to use them for just the podcast, so might not have anything original for another 2 or 3 weeks.
I have Coke.
You're such a bitch.
Dan keeps forgetting to get me drinks.
You're 21, aren't you?
Yeah, but like Dan's gonna buy me
Yeah,
vodka.
buy your own alcohol.
But Dan's gonna buy me vodka so I can drink it on the podcast. So
vodka? Yeah, you want some fucking here? I got some fucking vodka for you. Here, drink some fucking vodka.
that's some fruity shit.
It's lemonade, bro, or lemon vodka.
Yeah,
it's
some
good.
fruity shit.
Mix this with some fucking cranberry ginger ale. Shit's awesome.
Dan said he's got stuff that's gonna get me knocked out in like 2 shots. So blame Dan.
Shots are gay.
It's
bro.
all his fault.
Fucking pour that shit.
Well, yeah. Alrighty. Well, today they had the Resident Evil 8 showcase, which I didn't even realize was happening. Resident Evil is in a good spot right now because they had the Resident Evil 2 remake, which was really good. And then you had the Resident Evil 3 remake, which was also pretty good. And then Resident Evil 7, which I never played, but I watched people play it. I watched PewDiePie, I think, play it all the way through. It was a really good game. And I know a lot of people, like even Resident Evil fans, were enjoying it. But yeah, so Resident Evil 8 comes out. I actually have the date right here. Hold on. It comes out May 7th of 2021. So you got like 105 days. So that comes out.
It's that's a few days before my birthday.
Yes. So they released a few trailers and then two gameplays. One was like the demo that you can play only on PlayStation.
Of course.
And then they showed off just like more walking through the castle. And then they also said there's gonna be a multiplayer mode in the game as well. But it looks really good. It's typical survival horror. The problem I have with like Resident Evils is it's just too extreme for me in the sense of bullet management. It's hard to explain.
Yeah.
But like everything, it's good for the survival horror genre. Like because I've played Silent Hill and stuff like that, like when I was younger, and all like 1, 2, and 3. But it's just, like with Resident Evil 2, like having to like consistently watch your ammo count, and it's a lot of stress. And then also the puzzles, like it's just not a game I'm interested in anymore. When I was younger, I used to play them. But
it's too easy to run out of ammo if you're not careful. Like if you take too long, if you're doing too much, It's last one I played and cared about was Resident Evil 4, and I loved it. But like you said, it's so hard. And the harder difficulties, it's even worse.
Well, that's the thing. I just think like the way the shooting works and stuff, like if you miss one bullet, you're not going to be able to kill something later on. So now you just got to run by. And I just never cared for that. But this one makes me very interested. And I told Cody when we were watching it, I may buy this. I don't know if I'll buy it like at launch. I may wait till it's on sale for fucking $20. But yeah, if you don't know what it is, basically it's Resident Evil 4 because you're back in a village, and there's the way they were like setting it up. I don't know if it's like a faction war between werewolves and vampires, and they're fighting each other. But in your village, werewolves attack you, and then when you go into the gigantic castle, you're dealing with a mom and her 2 daughters who are vampires.
Were there only 2?
Yeah, so you had the 2 daughters, and then because they were like, you saw their flies when they were moving or whatever, so it looked like there was 4.
Well, I was watching it with you guys. Obviously, this wasn't like any commentary. I thought there were 3 or 4. I just wasn't paying attention.
No, it was just the way it moved. And then they have their hot ass mom. Oh yeah, she could catch the dick.
I mean, there's a difference between between being hot and just having some fat fucking tits.
Yeah, but she's like hot.
She looked, I mean, she looked kind of like undead. No.
Me and Cody were just making jokes the whole time where, because in the demo, you like walk into where they have dinner and there's like a person in a barrel that they're like obviously saving for later. And Cody's like, well, she could put me in a barrel if I could go into her barrel. And we just kept making jokes like that the whole time. But yeah, so when you go into the castle, it like when I was watching, it very much reminded me of Resident Evil 1. And just like the tight corridors and everything going on. And we'll see if that game turns out to be good. I know I'll definitely watch it on YouTube. But it's been a while since like a good like horror / survival horror games come out. And you know, we were waiting on Kojima to announce the new Silent Hill game, which never happened. So this may be my step back into survival horror. Because I'm already into horror games now because I played Blair Witch. So now I can actually like play a horror game and I want to, but just Blair Witch wasn't scary, but it got me over that hump. Now it's weird. It's weird, man, because when I was younger, I could play horror games all the time. Like I said, I played Silent Hill 1, 2, and 3, Resident Evil 1 and 2, fine. But now, like when I was playing the Resident Evil 2 remake, I was shitting my pants.
That's fair. I mean, look, you'll play like horror games or those mainstream horror games, but when you play one of those like, you know, indie horror games like from Steam that Dan or Matt have bought you, you fucking play a minute of that and you're like, I can't fucking do this. I can't fucking do this, bro. Hey. And you'll leave because it's too scary, or you just can't figure it out, which I mean, I guess is a little bit more fair. But the ones I've seen you play are like, fuck this. Nope, fuck this. That's you gotta bitch out on some of these scary games. Well,
there's a difference when like Visage, when me and Cody were playing that, I genuinely got bored. Yeah, that was like a month ago, I think.
Is that the one? No, Pacify is the one we played.
Pacify, I still play that.
Yeah, Pacify is still ass. So
that game is fun as fuck. I don't know.
I guess.
Well, so a month ago, I bought Visage and I streamed it to Cody because Visage is literally like a Silent Hill game, but I couldn't play it. I got past like the first, so like the game's broken down into 3 chapters, and I got through the first chapter, or one of the chapters, because you can choose either one you want, and the game was just too like, it was good, but I just could never. It's hard to explain. I just never got into the story, and the gameplay was just too slow for me. Now,
well, I mean, I just looked it up while you're talking about it, and it's 4 out of 4, or I'm sorry, 4.4 stars out of 5.
Yeah, it's really good. Like, people really love it.
It seems nice. I mean,
yeah,
the first 3 reviews are pretty good.
I should play it again. 4. I should play it again because from what I was reading, I played the worst chapter. I played a chapter where you go into a hospital, and you're getting chased by like this taller dude.
I watched you play that.
Yeah.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
So
yeah, because if I remember, you were like trying to the end of that level, you were getting through the wall, right? And then he like chased you out the window. Yeah,
and that was
actually that looked pretty good.
Yeah, but so I wanted to play, and I didn't realize when I was hopping into it, like you could select the different chapters. But there's a chapter which I need to go play because apparently it's terrifying. Where you go down into the basement. And you remember how it was like super dark down there? Well,
yeah.
So the only light you have is the flash of a camera, and the ghost that is chasing you can only see when you flash the camera. So sometimes like you'll flash the camera and there's nothing, and like 2 seconds later you'll flash it again and there's something right in fucking in front of you, and so that terrifies me, to be honest with you. But I need to play that eventually.
Yeah. Eventually,
yeah. Hey, new words on the, whatever.
Okay.
But yeah,
I was gonna say before that the Resident Evil, the new game, or the game coming up, I should say, it gave me a memory. I don't know. It reminded me of Christ. Now I just forgot the name of it. The one we played together, Man of Medan. Not like 100%, but I don't know why. It just gave me that sense, like be in the castle, like the art style kind of reminded me of it. Obviously, I know Man of Medan and Resident Evil are two very different like types of games.
Yeah.
But the type of horror I was getting from, or not, I guess not even horror,
like
but
atmosphere.
the atmosphere, the type of like scares that could happen, just gave me a Man of Medan vibe. So I don't know. That made me somewhat interested in it, even though I haven't really cared for Resident Evil since maybe 5. I think it was the last one I played, and I didn't even finish it. I don't think, but
it's just sad because like the horror genre, like on PS2, especially, was the genre to like go and play, and now like horror games they're looked at like, I don't even know how to describe it, like second class in a sense. Like horror games aren't popular like they used to be. And it's sad because there's so many franchises that came from that were great. Like, obviously Silent Hill's been dormant since Downpour, which was 2011, I think. You had Fatal Frame, you had the Siren series, and those just all went away. I mean, really the only the only long-lasting horror games have been Resident Evil and then Outlast, and Outlast is nowhere to be found right now.
Outlast is rough.
The first one was scary as fuck. The second one was all right, but yeah, moving on. So Valve, they just released Half-Life Alyx last year. A very good step forward for them. They said they're making a bunch of more games. Well, Gabe Newman came out today and said they have a ton more games that are just waiting to be announced. Now, what I will say is he didn't say VR games. He just said games. So I'm hoping
Half-Life 3 possible.
Oh, that's never happening. But I feel like I wish it would, because they'd make so much money, and then also like people could just stop complaining about it.
Yeah, and I could play a Half-Life game for the first time.
Yeah, that's right. I want to play Alyx, but
but I don't have the money to buy a VR headset or any of it really to play it, but I want to so bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we've talked about it before when we talked about this game. Some of the guys that I watch, like through Achievement Hunter, they were doing a series. Like they started a series with Half-Life Alyx and immediately got quarantined. Like the shutdown happened. That was last March. And that was it. They had one video. One 40-minute video, and I'm like, this is awesome. And then that was it. And I was like, I can't see anymore. And I didn't want to watch anyone else because like I like to commit to one.
Yeah, I watched PewDiePie beat that game, I think.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I didn't know PewDiePie played it.
Yeah. Cool. Yep. I don't think it'll be like, I was seeing a lot of stuff on Twitter like, oh, what if it's Half-Life 3? What if it's Left 4 Dead 3, Portal 3? And it's like, no. I wish it was one of those. It's probably gonna be more just VR games, but I kind of hope to make a Portal VR.
That'd be cool.
Like very cool.
Should have finished Portal 2 at some point.
We should finish Portal 2 at some point.
That series we had going.
I think I stopped that series recording it because it was just freaking out too. Like it wouldn't let me record it for whatever reason.
I don't remember.
But yeah, so if out of those three, which one would you want the most? If like Valve came to you and was like, hey, what do you want from us? Pick.
I would have to say Left 4 Dead because I've played more Left 4 Dead than any other of the things through them. I've enjoyed it a lot. Like Left 4 Dead was, I mean, fuck. I played Left 4 Dead on Xbox 360, on the Xbox One, and now on PC. Like, there are very, very few games I can say that I've played across all three generations. Ironically, the other one would be GTA 5 and Halo Reach that like come to my mind right away. But I mean, Left 4 Dead is fucking, it's amazing. Like we just played it. You, me, I think, was it Cody and Jordan?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, we all went and played it. And that was so much fun. I mean, playing Left 4 Dead again, especially like being on PC, being able to run it a little bit like better graphics and stuff, it was great. And I know before they played with us, we even went and did like some of the mods you can get through the Steam Workshop, and it was great. So if I had to pick one, I would absolutely say, please make a Left 4 Dead 3. I'm sure that a lot of people disagree with that, but I think Left 4 Dead, in my opinion, would be the most fun because if it goes even half as far as Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2 went, it'd be fucking successful up the ass. It would be amazing.
Well, I think it's also time for them to update CS Counter-Strike. Well, I'm not gonna pick that over like those other games, but I think it's time for an update on that game.
Yeah, probably.
Alrighty. So before we talk about our last topic, I just want to give like some spotlight to a game that or a game series that like every time it comes out, like it's consistently good. And that's Hitman. Hitman 3.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that came out yesterday.
I fucking forgot about that. Holy shit. I meant to fucking put that on my Steam. Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Hitman 3 is getting crazy good reviews. And I've been watching people play it. And that, like, you know, it just proves that you can follow a similar formula, but change it enough and make it feel new and give a unique gameplay. And the maps are dope. I mean, there's one. It reminds me of a map from like Hitman, I think Contracts, or I think it's Contracts, where you go into like this gigantic fucking mansion. But yeah, one of the missions, you're a detective or you're playing as a detective. It's hard to explain. Like, you go into this mansion and you're trying to find out who murdered this one person when it's you who murdered them, and you're trying to murder this other person. So they set up like that. It's really interesting. That's in 3.
In the third one?
That is the new one. But yeah, there's a bunch of different stuff. There's one. I think you're in like China or something like that, and
China.
It's like at night with the neon lights everywhere, and you know the beautiful, I guess, atmosphere that gives. But yeah, that game's getting crazy good reviews. I just wanted to give it a little bit of a spotlight because I mean, every time that game comes out, it's always super popular and nothing but great reviews. And I need to play the third one. I'll definitely play it.
Well, that's like, I just went, was it right before Christmas, I believe? No, it had been longer than that. I've had it for longer, but it was on sale. I bought the remastered Hitman.
Yeah.
So there's like, they've got what, Hitman 2, Hitman 2, Hitman 3 out now, like the new ones.
Yeah.
I went and bought the Hitman, like the original Hitman. I think did you play that? Did we do was there like 2-player things you could do, or am I thinking something else? No.
Something else.
There's someone that I played Hitman, but I sat in a party with someone. We did the same missions over and over. Like we'd do them at the same time to see how far we'd get. And I played it with someone. I might have been Jordan. But I loved it. I played it on Xbox, loved it. And it was I could get the whole thing, all the DLC and the Hitman game. It was like for 15 or 20 bucks. And I was like, fuck yeah, like I'm not gonna pay full price. I'm gonna get it there. And I loved it. Like I've started playing a little bit and I wanted to get back into it. I just never did. But fuck, like Hitman was so good. And I never played Hitman 2, but I heard it was really, really good. Like it was a good upgrade. I can only imagine how good Hitman 3 is. I'm gonna have to get into that sometime soon because I fucking love Hitman.
Yep.
There's a guy I watch on YouTube who's like, one of his favorite game series is Hitman, and I haven't even checked his channel. I'll have to see if he's put anything out of Hitman 3 because fucking I would love watching his gameplay for that game. So
the only thing I've seen of that, like when I was watching a few YouTubers play it, there's a fucking one of the weapons you can get is just throwing a banana at people. And like they just in Hitman 2, the funniest thing that I saw was this guy was like walking down a hallway and Agent 47 picked up a fucking briefcase and he threw it at him, and the guy like turned a corner and the briefcase in air turned the corner with him. It was so fucking funny.
I remember that being like a whole fucking meme for a while where there was a guy who gets on a jet ski in one of the maps and he fucking throws it and the thing chases him out. And then the guy hits the sand again in the jet ski and you see the briefcase turn and come right up on him and fucking smack him in the head.
Yep.
By the way, I was just reading the stuff on Google here about Hitman 3. Did you know that it's on Nintendo Switch?
Interesting.
Yep. It said released for, let me look, Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, Stadia, and Nintendo Switch on the 20th of January, 2021. Don't know why anyone would play this on the Switch, but you can, I guess.
That garbage system.
Yeah, no, right. Hey.
The system is garbage. It's just the games that are good.
It's arguable. I think the system's okay.
As
Better than a Wii U.
As someone who works in a store who watches Dan repairs them, I know those systems are garbage. I can get Dan on here. He'll tell you the same thing.
I'm fucking sure.
The only
I'm going to believe everything Dan says.
Yeah,
everything he's ever told me is true, including his race.
But the only system that we rarely deal with, the only system we rarely deal with is the Xbox One. Like everything else, fucking PlayStation's out the ass, Switch is out the ass. Like 10, 15 Switches, dude, needing to be repaired. Shit console, just good games.
Arguably a shit console. I have loved mine. I've had very few problems with it.
No. Here's the thing: make it better. You don't love your Switch. You love the games. Because if you loved your Switch, there's certain games like Hitman 3. Why don't you just play it on your Switch if you love the Switch?
Because my PC
would
run it better.
Yeah.
But I like a Switch for its mobility. That's the same reason I like the PlayStation Portable, man. Dog shit. Everyone hated the PlayStation Portable.
PSP is a great console. I don't even want to hear that back talk.
Was it, though?
It was. That thing was built like a brick.
The discs you had to put in that shit, fucking ass. Fucking ass. But the games were great. I would love to sit and I'd play Need for Speed.
Battlefront 2, like...
I don't remember the name of the Need for Speed. I played Need for Speed. I had a Medal of Honor game. I fucking loved that Medal of Honor game. The Battlefront games, Battlefront Renegades, I believe. We talked about them last week with the Star Wars games. Great system. The mobility, love it. That's why I like the Switch. But you know what's great about the Switch? If I fucking don't want to play it mobily, I can just fucking pop in its port, turn here and play on my TV and play the Switch. It's great.
Hot take. The PSP has better games and more games that are of quality than the Switch. Switch only has Zelda, Mario Odyssey, the remaster of the 3 Marios, and Mario Kart. Pokemon is nowhere near as good as it used to be. Those are not great games. And the fans
Zelda, the Mario Kart, Mario Odyssey, which
and Smash,
the Pokemon, the Pokemon,
no,
the
Pokemon's
Smash,
not on there. Pokemon's not great anymore.
The
Pokemon's not great or great anymore.
The Pokemon,
no, Pokemon is not good anymore.
Pokemon,
no, it's not on there.
Pokemon. And you made me forget the rest. I was gonna say like 2 other games I thought were
like Smash, and that's it. I mean, the PSP had God of War, Ghost of Sparta, Chains of Olympus, the Uncharted games, all the Battlefront games.
But you know what you could do? You could play those on a PlayStation, non-portable, and it would have been better.
Ghost of Sparta Ghost of Sparta was a PSP exclusive.
Well, then it should have never been made.
So, hot take, PSP is a better fucking console than the Switch, and I don't want to fucking hear it. Also, the PSP didn't have Fortnite on it, so automatically makes it better.
When I play on my Switch, I play a little fucking chip like this fucking big around. When I had to play the PSP, it was like this big. It was this fucking wide. It was a little clunky fucker. And if you didn't put it super carefully, if you weren't super like fucking,
I just dropped that bitch in. You close the thing and it works.
And explode. The plastic would shatter.
The cartridge in and it works.
You're wrong. You are wrong. If it was sitting here next to me like it was a month ago, I would show you how
I have a PSP.
Go fuck yourself. PSP, great.
PSP is the best handheld console other than a Game Boy Advance.
DS, my friend.
No, Game Boy Advance is way better than Game Boy Advance is way better than DS. I don't even want to fucking hear it.
Here's what I'll say.
Game Boy Advance has the best
PlayStation,
Pokemon.
The PlayStation Portable, the original long one, shit, maybe even the updated one where it was like thinner, like the Slims, nice. But when you go to a PlayStation Portable Vista or whatever the fuck it was, dog shit.
Yeah, the PS Vita is garbage.
They could have done a lot there, and they didn't. Dog shit. So, at the end of the day, Switch, not better.
No, the PSP is better than the Switch. I rest my case. Better games.
No, dude.
Yeah.
All right. They made movies.
Yeah.
for the PlayStation.
Perfect idea.
No, terrible idea.
Spider-Man
I
3?
used it twice.
But a lot of people use that.
I had Spider-Man 2 for my Switch.
Yeah, that's right.
PSP.
That's right.
But it wasn't good.
So I texted Dan. And I went, oh, I don't know if you can see that. So I went, we can
agree. Is that a picture of me?
No.
Did you take a picture of me?
No,
you
it's a
son
picture
of a bitch.
Dan. It's a picture of Dan.
You're lying. That was my blue headset.
What blue headset?
You're lying to me.
Anyways, I texted Dan and I said, we can agree the PSP is better than the Switch. And his response is, the Switch is ass. So
his response was whatever Jared disagrees with.
He doesn't know we're talking about this.
Mm-hmm.
I can show the text. It just won't focus.
No, it's fine. Yeah. I just think that you're being a little harsh to the Switch. It's all. PSP was great, but you're being a little bit mean. All right. Switches, I get you have to work on them, and I get you hate your job and you hate fucking existing and having to do things with stupid customers and shit. But that doesn't mean you should be mean to a Switch. All right.
No, I'm mean to a Switch because it's a garbage system.
My Switch has been great to me. I've been great to it, and it has been. I have an amazing relationship with my Switch. Just because some people fucking shove their cocks through the center of it and go fix doesn't mean that all Switches are bad.
Well, no, but when someone's playing the Switch and all of a sudden it just breaks because the motherboards are shit. So I would just like to say that. Look, I know you can't read it, but I didn't say anything about you, bitch. I just said we can agree the PSP is better.
You can blame Nintendo for getting bad motherboards here and there, but otherwise, Switches are good.
You want to talk about how they got sued for their Joy-Cons, too?
I didn't know that, to be honest with you.
Because they have a ton of drift issues.
Really?
Yes.
My Joy-Cons have been great to me.
Yeah, well.
Maybe I'm one of the lucky cases.
Yeah.
I got fucking drilled when it came to Cyberpunk, but I got lucky with my fucking Switch, so I guess,
At the end of the day, the PSP is the second greatest handheld of all time behind the Game Boy Advance, and I rest my case. The PSP had way better games than the Switch. I don't even want to fucking hear it. The Switch is very top end. Once you get past those like 6 or 7 games that are good or great, after that's just ass. Like The Witcher 3 at 720p on that console, ass. That's basically playing a PSP.
Let's be honest here. PSPs maybe got 480 on good days.
I think they were 480.
They probably were. I was gonna say the only game I really remember having a ton of fun with, other than the Battlefront games on my PSP and the like Need for Speed, was a Medal of Honor game.
Yeah,
fucking loved it. Played it all the time.
Yep,
that's it. But like you don't have that. You can't play that shit. Not with good controls in the Switch, but you get to play Pokemon, and that's good.
Yeah,
that's
and Pokemon Sword and Shield's ass.
That's not true, man.
The fans even say that.
Just because you don't like it.
No, it's not just because I don't like it. It's because the people who play Pokemon also fucking hate it.
That's not, well.
No, it's true. It's damn true.
That's partially true.
It's
That's
damn
partially true.
Nintendo has failed Pokemon.
No.
Yes. They have not made a good Pokemon game since Pearl. And, well, Heart Gold, Soul Silver. But those are just remakes of Gold and Silver. Pearl was the last great Pokemon game. Don't at me. I'm not saying good. I'm just saying great was the last. Like Pearl was the last one.
I have a hard time disagreeing with you because Diamond and Pearl was fucking A tier. Like if I open my drawer, I'm pretty sure it's buried under some shit. But my DS, my 2DS is sitting right there with Diamond and Pearl in it. With a fucking, what do they call it? A Nuzlocke that I started and haven't finished yet. Yeah. So that's a good game. But all the Pokemon games since then have been good, just not great.
They have been either mediocre or good.
I'll give you the Alola or Lowland, whatever the fuck that whatever game that one was, that was definitely mediocre.
Sword and Shield, mediocre.
No, Sword and Shield.
Let's Go, Pikachu and Eevee, mediocre.
Fair, mediocre.
I'm having
a hard time playing it.
We're okay.
They were up towards good tier,
Sun and Moon were okay.
That was the Lola one.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely mediocre.
White and Black.
That was good.
They were all right. Black and White version 2 were ass.
Yes, that's definitely down to mediocre.
And then you had Pearl and Diamond after or before that,
which were obviously amazing. They were great.
Games.
Sword and Shield had a lot of things that went in the right direction, a lot of things that were good, but there were a few things that people that were real sticklers about that made it like, this is not good. The whole upgrading from the 2D, like 3D, all that shit, like when I did that in Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, people were not liking it. So I think a lot of people were sour, but like it's a good fucking game. It plays well. Like there's not to say that Sword and Shield was mediocre is wrong. It was good. It was not great like Diamond and Pearl, but it was not mediocre like some of the other ones, like the Alola generation. I can't remember the name of, and the Let's Go's. Those were bad. Those were mediocre.
When I take the catalog of Pokemon, okay, at the top, you got Emerald, Sapphire, Ruby, Gold, Silver, Blue, Red. The classics that are these like still the best games. When I compare Sword and Shield to those, they are worse than all of those. And then you go to like Diamond and Pearl, and Sword and Shield's worse than Diamond and Pearl. So therefore,
Sword and Shield is just under Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah, so it's in the middle of the pack. I would call it mediocre.
Yes. Nah, there's too many other games that are worse than it that would be considered mediocre.
X and Y are the only ones that are worse.
No, Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go
White
Pikachu
version 2.
Really,
well, yeah, I guess.
But white, yeah.
And you can throw Pokemon Go at the end, at the bottom.
Hey, Pokemon Go is still fun. I got a shiny Machop last weekend.
Cool. Nobody plays that game anymore.
I play it a lot. Still, I hate you.
So moving on, our final thing. The last thing I want to talk about, WandaVision came out. It's the first Marvel property since Spider-Man 2, right? Yeah, Far From Home. Yeah, because there's been no other Marvel stuff since then. I think.
Yes.
So yeah, this is the first thing. This is the first Marvel TV show.
No. Black Widow. But that's
Black
not
Widow
out
hasn't
yet
come out
officially.
yet.
Yeah.
No. Which they could just never put it out. It's all right. So this is the first Disney Plus TV show, like original, other than Mandalorian, that has like a lot of hype behind it. So they released 2 episodes last Friday, I think. So we'll get new episodes every Friday. So I'm really liking what I'm seeing. I think what they're setting up is pretty cool. Obviously no spoilers, like heavy spoilers, but the way I watched with my aunt and she loves those old school kind of shows. And this, like the first episode's very much like the first 2 episodes, very much old school style shows, old school style comedy, and even has the mom from That 70s Show in one of the episodes, which is always great to see. But
she's in both so far.
Yep, I like what I see so far. What they're setting up is interesting, keeping me engaged. Nowhere near Mandalorian, but like it's better than I thought it was gonna be. I thought the show was just gonna be trash, and it's not. I like it. What about you?
I'll be honest. I really thought it was stupid at first.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna sound like a Marvel casual fan by saying this, because so many Marvel fans are like, well, all the casuals think that, oh, why is it in black and white? Why is there a laugh track? No, I understand that they're going for this like mystery and like this obviously something's going on. Yes, I've paid attention. I understand that. But what I thought was really stupid was how much they inserted a level of not understanding what's going on, but giving you like parts that are like, is this just a weird, shitty old show type thing? Or, oh, pay attention because this is important to the overall plot.
Well, the one thing Marvel should have came out and said and established is that Wanda put them in this dimension. So it's not how the show's made. This is what Wanda is doing. So she has them in like this 1950 show. If they would have just said that from the get-go, I feel like a lot of people would be less confused.
Well, a lot less confused, but it would also make it easier to watch and enjoy.
Right.
Because it took me till the end of the second episode to be like, all right, so it is clear that she is either the one doing this or someone is manipulating her. Yeah. Before that, I genuinely couldn't tell. And I was sitting there, like, I was trying to put little things together. Like, there's a point, without spoiling it, she says, Vision help him, or Vision save him. And like, he does. He helps a person. But looking at it based on what happened in the canon, in the MCU, and this is obviously a spoiler technically, but it's been out for fucking 2 years now, so it doesn't matter. I'm gonna say it anyway. Thanos fucking offs Vision.
Yeah.
Like, he's dead.
Yeah.
So the thing that he does in the scene I was just talking about in the show, it isn't possible for him to, like, I made this argument. I was talking to my girlfriend about it. What he did proves that this is either an alternate timeline where he never died, or she's making it up in her head, because and the way I put it was, if these are real people, like if all the people surrounding them are real people, then that person, like, it was all made. I don't know how to fucking say it without spoiling it.
This is going to go ahead.
To try to make it as easy as possible. Person would be dead if not for Vision, but it has to be made up because Vision couldn't have actually saved him. That's kind of what I'm saying, is it has to be in her head.
Yeah.
It has to be something like that. It can't, unless someone like Hydra, theoretically Hydra, is manipulating her that fucking heavily, kind of like the Dimitrov guy from Civil War, I think is what his name was. I don't fucking remember. Unless it's something super, super in-depth, which I doubt, it has to be her own made-up world. But like you said, if Marvel just come out and said, it's her, like, she's doing this, it'd make it a lot easier. Instead of me sitting here theorizing and guessing, we would know 100%, which I don't know if they said anything or not.
Well, so the way you gotta look at this is this ties into Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness movie, and that movie's gonna go into different dimensions.
Yes, so, that's another thing. As like thinking it was a different, different dimension.
So basically, she's so powerful she can create her own dimensions. Like that's what's going on. But the thing is I'm just gonna fucking say it. Like she's being watched in her own dimension, and they've teased Hydra so much in the show that obviously they're bringing Hydra back, and that I feel like they're causing most of this to happen. But I feel like a lot of people in the dimension with her are people she's seeing around that were like maybe in the facility that's testing on her or doing whatever to her. Like, so like maybe the main doctor is like her friend. And so in her dimension, she just like brought her there. You know what I mean? Not like the actual person, but in her mind. That okay.
Well, that's the thing, is what you're saying makes sense. But then I have to throw this at you. Remember in the second episode, the thing with the radio?
Yes.
And the lady, how she cuts her hand on the glass. So remember, when the radio's going off, she's looking at her saying, who is that? Like, what? Like, she is almost like a person. Like, in The Witcher, remember when Christ, what the fuck is her name? The black hair girl. Oh my god, Yennefer. Jesus Christ, thank you. I'm just calling her Gwyneth. When Yennefer has taken over the mayor or whatever the fuck, and she has all those people naked in that room, and how she ends the spell, and they're all like, "Where am I? What happened?" When that radio was going off, the girl that Wanda was talking to had that vibe, like, where am I? What's happening? Can you help me? And as soon as the radio burnt out or whatever happened, she was like, oh, back to like the TV style thing. It was really weird, because it makes me think she's created a universe, but has pulled real live people into it and is making them do these things to make her like seem like she's living this life, make her like happy, like Vision's still around. So it's like, is she in an alternate universe that she's created and it's all fictional, but she's made it? Or is she being tested, like, she's in a facility and she's like, her brain is being manipulated, so it's still like a universe, but it's all in her head? Or is she physically, like, did she create an area somewhere on Earth where she's just like put a fucking bubble around it and has real life people away from their lives who are like missing, doing these things to make it seem like there's something going on?
So
I mean, which would explain the choking thing that I like, I was talking about earlier. She said like that would explain that, but it's so weird because I don't know which one it could be.
So the way I'm taking this is like, if you remember back in Inception, when they're in somebody's subconscious and you start messing around, the subconscious reacts to that. So whenever those people are talking to her about like, oh, where are you from? Her and Vision start freaking out. When they're looking at the radio, her and everyone else is basically freaking out, and everyone else can hear that radio. You know what I mean? So
That's fair. It's like God talking to everyone.
Yeah,
is that what you're saying? Like it's a booming voice.
Yeah. So I'm taking it as like she knows something's up and she knows what she's in, but she's either going along with it or just seeing what's going on. But
yeah,
I think like Vision's obviously not real. You know, he's dead.
Which is sad because I like the way they're playing him makes me wish he was still around.
I think they'll bring him
back. It
would
be nice. Well, in the multiverse of madness with Doctor Strange, maybe he will come back. We don't know. Maybe that's something that will be accomplished.
A lot of stuff.
Which
is going to kill Marvel for me because what sucks about the Marvel comics, when someone dies, they're dead for a few issues and they come back. And that's why a lot of people like stop reading comics because, like, you know, Spider-Man's died multiple times, Iron Man's died hundreds of times. So with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, when someone's dead, that's it. Like Iron Man and Captain America, like I don't want to see them in movies making cameos. Like they're dead.
Captain America's not dead,
but he's
just old.
Yeah, but like he's basically dead. Like I don't want.
But the problem with that is technically with the way they ended Endgame, Captain America could come back at any time and any age, technically.
Yeah, and that's what I don't like because his character made the ultimate sacrifice, saying, "I don't want to come back at any time." And then with Iron Man, like I know Robert Downey Jr. is done playing it, but it's just the fact that like I know they wouldn't put it past themselves to bring him back just because they could.
Yeah.
And so I want consequences for actions in the cinematic universe. But
see, the only way I'd be okay with these characters coming back is if it's a prequel.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Like with Black Widow.
Yeah, it's a prequel.
Like it's a prequel, so I wouldn't mind seeing like at the end of it, like, oh, this is happening. Like here's Captain America or something like that. I was gonna say something about the goddamn show and I forgot. Shit. Oh, that's what it was. The voice in the radio. Did you think that was anybody, or do you think it was just a voice, like a random?
I heard it and immediately thought it was Captain America, but it's not.
I thought. Go ahead.
Well, I thought it was Steve, and then I went back after and like listened to it. I don't think it's anyone.
No.
I mean, it could be, but it's not Captain America for sure.
So I thought it was Sam, or the Falcon. And I thought that was him to try to tie into the fact, like, when this show ends or this season or whatever, the
Winter
Soldier and the yeah. I thought it was going to be like, oh, it was him trying to get them out, and so like the end of it's going to bring them in, start the new show, whatever. I thought it was that at first. Then, as we were sitting there, like, because watching it with Rachel, I was talking to her. She was like, "Well, it doesn't sound like him. His voice is deeper." I was like, "That's fair." And like we listened to it again, and I kind of thought maybe it was Hawkeye. And the reason I thought maybe it was Hawkeye, and it was because the only one who had a real connection with Wanda, especially like back in Civil War, was Hawkeye. Like he came and bailed her out when she was in the facility. Like I think that it could be him trying to big brother his way in helping her again, especially since, you know, her real brother's dead. But that was a theory. Just maybe it might be him, but I couldn't tell. I mean, it's too like scattered of audio to be able to tell exactly. But fuck, I'm excited to see that. Like I at first thought that I wasn't gonna like it. I thought I was gonna be like, all right, I'll just wait till it's all out. But I am interested and I am gonna watch them now as they release, like I did with Mandalorian.
Yeah. Yep,
for sure.
And so just like for people who are gonna watch it, like just remember this, like because Wanda is going to be in the new Doctor Strange. She is like the second character, like Hulk was in the Thor in Thor Ragnarok. So this is tying into that. So, but I thought it was good. I'll watch the new episodes that come out in a few hours.
Okay.
But that's it for us this week. That's all I got.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for listening. We will see you next week, hopefully with more stuff. And thank you for listening to Conversation Colon's podcast.
Have a good one, guys.